Hi everyone, and welcome to the second part of Teacher Ivan IELTS General Information videos. Today, we're taking a look at all 4 parts of the IELTS test. The first one we'll take a look at is the listening test. The listening test lasts about 30 minutes, with 10 minutes of transfer time, but only if you're taking the paper-based version. If you're taking the computer-based version of the test, you will only be given 2 minutes to check your answers. The test consists of 40 questions in total, divided equally into 4 sections. The sections become increasingly more challenging as they go. There are many types of questions that you can run into during the IELTS listening test, such as form completion, flowchart completion, multiple choice, matching, note completion, plan, map or diagram labeling, summary completion, sentence completion, short answer questions, and table completion. I hope that you won't mind this shameless plug when I say that all of these types of questions will be covered in the listening part of Teacher Ivan IELTS preparation course. Each section has a different format. Section 1. A conversation between 2 people set in an everyday social context. Section 2. A monologue set in an everyday social context. For example, a speech about local facilities. Section 3. A conversation between up to 4 people set in an educational or training context. For example, a university tutor and a student discussing an assignment. And Section 4. A monologue on an academic subject. For example, a university lecture. Unfortunately, you'll be able to hear each recording only once. Because IELTS is an international test, you'll be allowed to choose between either American or British spelling. And you'll be able to hear a lot of different native speaker accents during your listening tests. A wide range of listening skills will be assessed, including understanding of main ideas, understanding of specific factual information, recognizing opinions, attitudes, and purpose of a speaker, and following the development of an argument. Each correct answer receives 1 mark. Scores out of 40 are converted to the IELTS 9-band scale. Scores are reported in whole and half bands. The next part that we're going to take a look at is the reading test. The reading test lasts exactly 60 minutes. No extra time will be given. Like the listening test, the reading test also consists of 40 questions in total. Those 40 questions will be divided between 3 pieces of text. The types of questions that you can run into are multiple choice, identifying information, identifying writer's views and claims, matching information, matching headings, matching features, matching sentence endings, sentence completion, summary completion, note completion, table completion, flowchart completion, diagram label completion, and short answer questions. Whew, a mouthful. If you decide to take the IELTS academic test, the reading part is going to look like this. Each section contains 1 long text. Texts are authentic and are taken from books, journals, magazines, and newspapers. They've been written for a non-specific audience and are on academic topics of general interest. Texts are appropriate for and accessible to test takers entering undergraduate and postgraduate courses or seeking professional registration. The texts range from descriptive and factual to discursive and analytical. Texts may contain non-verbal materials such as diagrams, graphs, or illustrations. If texts contain technical terms, then a simple glossary will be provided. On the other hand, if you decide to take IELTS General Training Test, the reading part is going to look like this. Section 1 consists of 2 or 3 short factual texts, one of which may be composite. That means it consists of 6 to 8 short texts related by topic. For example, hotel advertisements. Topics are relevant to everyday life in an English-speaking country. Section 2 consists of 2 short factual texts focusing on work-related issues. For example, applying for jobs, company policies, pay and conditions, workplace facilities, staff development, and training. Section 3 contains 1 longer, more complex text on a topic of general interest. Texts are authentic and are taken from notices, advertisements, company handbooks, official documents, books, magazines, and newspapers. Both general training and academic tests assess a wide range of reading skills, such as reading for gist, reading for main ideas, reading for detail, understanding inferences and implied meanings, recognizing writers' opinions, attitudes, and purpose, following the development of an argument. Each correct answer receives 1 mark. Scores out of 40 are converted to the IELTS 9-band scale. Scores are reported in whole and half bands. Now let's talk about the tests that focus on our productive skills. The writing test lasts exactly 60 minutes. There are 2 writing tasks that need to be completed within that time frame. You should spend about 20 minutes on task 1 and about 40 minutes on task 2. Task 1 requires you to write a minimum of 150 words, and Task 2 asks for a minimum of 250 words. Like the reading test, the writing test is different in academic and general training modules. In Task 1, you're presented with a graph, table, chart, or diagram and are asked to describe, summarize, or explain the information in your own words. You may be asked to describe and explain data, describe the stages of a process, how something works, or describe an object or event. Depending on the task type, you are assessed on your ability to organize, present, and possibly compare data, to describe the stages of a process or procedure, to describe an object or event or a sequence of events, to explain how something works. In Task 2, you are asked to write an essay in response to a point of view, argument, or problem. The issues raised are of general interest to, suitable for, and easily understood by test takers entering undergraduate or postgraduate studies or seeking professional registration. Responses to Task 1 and Task 2 should be written in an academic, semi-formal, or neutral style. Depending on the task type, you are assessed on your ability to present a solution to a problem, to present or justify an opinion, to compare and contrast evidence, opinions, and implications, to evaluate and challenge ideas, evidence, or an argument. Regarding the general training, in Task 1, you are presented with a situation and you are asked to write a letter requesting information or explaining the situation. The letter may be personal or semi-formal, neutral in style. Depending on the task type, you are assessed on your ability to engage in personal correspondence in order to elicit and provide general factual information, express needs, wants, likes and dislikes, express opinions, views, complaints, etc. In Task 2, you will be asked to write an essay in response to a point of view, argument, or problem. The essay can be slightly more personal in style than the academic writing Task 2 essay. The topics are of general interest. In Task 2, you are assessed on your ability to provide general factual information, to outline a problem and present a solution, to present and possibly justify an opinion, to evaluate and challenge ideas, evidence, or argument. You will be assessed on your performance on each task by certified IELTS examiners, according to the IELTS writing test assessment criteria. Task 2 contributes twice as much as Task 1 to the writing score. Scores are reported in whole and half bands. The last test that we need to cover is, of course, the speaking test. The speaking test is performed as a one-on-one interview that's divided into 3 parts. You will sit in a room with an IELTS examiner, and the conversation will be recorded. The speaking test is the same for both academic and general training modules. The examiner introduces him or herself and asks you to introduce yourself and confirm your identity. The examiner will ask you general questions on familiar topics like home, family, work, studies, interests. The second part of the speaking test is a little different. The examiner will give you a task card which asks you to talk about a particular topic and which includes points that you have to cover in your talk. You will be given 1 minute to compose your thoughts, and you will be given a pencil and a piece of paper to make notes. Then you will talk for 1 or 2 minutes on the given topic. The examiner might help you out with 1 or 2 questions on that topic. The third part of the speaking test is called a two-way discussion. The examiner will ask you further questions which are connected to the topic of the part 2. These questions will give you an opportunity to discuss more abstract issues and ideas. This test assesses a wide range of speaking skills, including the ability to communicate opinions and information on everyday topics and common experiences and situations by answering a range of questions, the ability to speak at length on a given topic using appropriate language and organizing ideas coherently, the ability to express and justify opinions and to analyze, discuss, and speculate about issues. You are assessed on your performance throughout the test by certified IELTS examiners according to the IELTS Speaking Test Assessment criteria. You will be assessed on your fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. Scores are reported in whole and half bands. Okay guys, we're gonna park it here. This is the end of a very long video. In part 3, we're gonna talk about test tips and helpful information.
And now, shameless plug time. Even though this video is meant to be informative, and it is, it's time for a plug. In case any of you are struggling with passing the reading part of the IELTS General exam, I've created a full course on that subject on my website, teacherivanenglish.com. There's a discount code in the description of this video for all of my subscribers. More courses to come. Stay tuned. And if you want to test out your English skills, you can do that for free as well. Go to my website and get my Teacher Ivan Comprehensive Placement Test. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more IELTS and general English related content. Bye!